So, in the year that has passed since our last foray into the podcast game, Jack and Owen, I've been doing some work in the DJ scene. I'm not sure if that's something that I had been working on when I talked to you all last, but I was in Ibiza, a couple weeks back now with some of my boys, Skrillex, Diplo, Getta, Kelvin Harris, and the Chainsmokers tried to get in the party we were in, and we didn't let them in. So I hope you all aren't big Chainsmoker fans, but those guys didn't make the cut.
It's all right.
You know what happens.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, and kind of like if the other team pops a goal early in the first period, if your first joke doesn't stick, you just keep going, and that's what we're going to do here. So, welcome to the Scary Alvarez podcast, which has lasted almost as long as Gopher hockey fans trying to argue that their hockey program is superior to Wisconsin's when Minnesota has fewer national titles and the grossest uniforms in college sports. I'm your host, Scary Alvarez. I like that smile. Wine Allen Enjoyer, Sherry Wine Destroyer, Jake's Grandpa, and Cindy's plus one when she'll have me. And we're getting some feedback, and that's fun. It makes it quirkier. But today we're embarking on my first Badger hockey episode of the season. Everything that's old is new again. We got Horbach and Lindmark on this time again, and great to see you guys. For those of you, the two or three who weren't on last year, these guys did one with me last year. And we had a good time. We're going to try and top that. Sequels are tough, but we're going to do this. This is not going to be Jaws 3D or something. We're going to nail it. Welcome aboard.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, let's have a blast.
Appreciate it. And y'all are the first repeat guests in the history of the podcast.
Yeah, it's an honor.
Let's go. We'll take it.
Yes, I'm emotionally turgid, as many are. Very exciting. Good. So I'm going to kind of flip the question. Some will be for you, Jack. Some will be for Owen. Some for both. But I want to start off with hockey stuff. I hope that's okay. Wisconsin obviously had a fantastic season. I know it didn't end up quite with the heights that y'all wanted in the NCAA tournament, but by any objective measure, the Badgers were a great team last year. Won a bunch of big games, highly ranked almost all season. Coming into a new season, I'm just kind of wondering what the vibes are. I know there's some players out, some players in, but you can take turns on this, or one of you can speak. But how's the team feeling? I know you've played a couple games already, but kind of heading into the early stretches of 24-25.
Yeah, I think there's tons of excitement. Obviously, last weekend didn't go how we wanted it, but the landscape of college hockey, every team's going to have a few bad games throughout the season. So the most important thing is just learning from our mistakes.
I touched on this last time. I'm going to dip back into this just for one moment, as we're talking football a little bit. And things weren't going so well for my Packers last time we talked. We weren't so sure Jordan Love was going to be a generational talent. Now we know that. But how does it feel to finally have a quarterback after like 50 years up there in Chicago?
I can start because I remember last year I said that we needed to stick with Fields. Yeah, I mean, I still think Justin Fields is a good player. 4-2 record to start with Pittsburgh, but you can't be more excited for having a quarterback, Caleb Williams, number 18. So, it's looking bright for us. We're excited. Not trying to put too much hope into it, just because traditionally Bears fans tend to not get what they want, but we're excited right now.
Yeah, no, they're fun to watch too with Caleb Williams, with what he can do on the field. So hopefully he can just keep it going and not bring the pass back like it has been with these first-year QBs that we've had.
Yeah, Williams he's a gunslinger. He's gonna be just fine. It's unfortunate. I was really trying to goad the Bears into taking Marvin Harrison Jr. with that pick, so I didn't want to see Caleb Williams in the NFC North for 10 years.
Yeah. Hey, we did get Roma Dunze though, so it's a good consolation to Marv and neighbors.
Yeah, Rome's he's a good player, and it's also a wonderful tourist city in the European continent. So pick that up if you ever get a chance. So
we go there someday. Maybe
absolutely
together.
Yeah, for the season.
Yeah. For sure. And we touched on this a second ago, but I want to back it up a little bit into hockey. How the 24-25 Badgers, what is the one thing that's the biggest difference from last year's team and the one thing that's the most similar?
I'd say the biggest difference is probably just how hard we play. I think we play harder than we did last year, and I thought our last year's team was pretty hard to play against, but I think we have some type of aspect and mentality this year that we're building off of last year, so we're even harder to play against.
And I think building off that, just we shrunk the size of the ice at the Kohl Center. So that really just is going to allow us to play our game to the fast, physical nature that we want to be playing at.
Okay, so you're happy the ice is smaller. Kind of to the average hockey fan, explain why that's not necessarily an advantage to any given team, but why the Badgers this year like it more.
Well, Coach had a good analogy. He said hockey's not a contact sport; it's a collision sport. And by shrinking the rink, basically, it just creates a lot more chaos, a lot more physicality, which is something that we're looking to do to really get on or get under the skin of the team we're playing.
Yeah, I like it. And so that it's a stylistic, it lines up stylistically with how your coach likes the team to play, as opposed to a gigantic European rink.
Correct.
Gotcha. That should be fun to watch, especially the Minnesota series. I'm already excited for that one.
Oh yeah.
So Owen, you know who you are, and you know I know who you are. It's been rumored that you're a super senior this year. Obviously, Wisconsin fans are excited to get another year of your play for the Badgers. The fans, you're a fan favorite. People love you. But I do have a couple of questions for you. I'm going to kind of say them all at one time and rattle them off in interest of efficiency, and you can answer at the end.
All right.
Do the freshmen call you Unk? Do you feel the need to sometimes tell the freshmen to clean their plates at training table? Do you find yourself waiting up for them on Saturday nights because they're out after midnight? Have you said the lawn isn't going to mow itself? How much is the allowance you give them every week? Did they give you a World's Best Dad shirt and new grill tongs for your birthday? And finally, have you told them you're brat? Any of this? Let you answer those kind of in order.
Yeah. Let's think. They do not call me Unk. Some people, Coach likes to call me Pops sometimes. So there's that. Cleaning place at training table. Gratefully and thankfully, we have an older class of freshmen that clean up after themselves. So the housekeeping area is something that we don't really have to focus on this year. Mowing the lawn. No, I mean, I enjoy mowing the lawn. I mean, I know there's not much lawn to mow here for us in terms of hockey, but I always enjoy mowing the lawn in the summer. So I'll gladly.
That's good. It's good to know. That's good to know, Owen. I'll have you over to my estate. You can take care of it.
Just put the headphones in and go to work.
Riding mower or pushing?
Push. Yeah. It's some physical activity during the summer, so it's good. And awesome. Then, I kind of don't remember the rest, but hopefully
that's okay. That would make sense for someone of your advanced age. Yeah, so I'm getting old. Thanks for playing that. Hey, Jack, how old are you again?
I'm 22.
And I'm 23.
Okay. Yeah, Jack, I'm careful, buddy. What you're laughing there, but you're still. I believe you're either a sophomore or junior class-wise, right?
Yeah, junior.
Gotcha. Awesome. And ultimately, Owen, I mean, obviously, if this is too personal, that's fine. I'm still going to ask you and I want you to answer. What ultimately made the pivot to have you return to Madison this season? Because obviously, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I think there's more work to be done here. I've always told myself I want to leave this place in a better place, a better spot than when I found it, and I thought there was a lot more work to be done, especially with how the season ended. It's not how we wanted to do. And then I think just the opportunity for more development under the coaching staff was a big thing. It was something that, I'm really invested in, and I was, no brainer to turn down or to not turn down the opportunity to come back.
Gotcha. That's all well said. What will you? I mean, it's possible this answer could change, but what do you think you'll miss the most about Madison when you eventually leave?
I think just the guys, hanging out with the guys. I've moved apartments a lot, and they're all pretty nice, and so I'm definitely gonna miss living in a nice apartment building. We're living at the Olive Madison this year, and we got our own hot tub on our balcony, so that's a huge addition, and
How often do you?
I know. Yeah, hot tub. What do you live with? Who do you live with?
Anthony Kayer, Owen Mellenbacher, and Tyson Deck. I've been in the hot tub, I think, 4 times so far, but as it's the weather's getting colder out, it's gonna be really nice to have. Temperature is 105, so in the hot tub.
I would say the hot tub is not a common Badger hockey theme since the days of the Johnsons, not the Coach Johnson. The real ones are gonna know what that references to. But that's really cool. Jack, you got something you want to chip in there?
No, I mean, pretty much covered it.
Do you ever get hot tub invites?
I've never gotten one so far, which is pretty upsetting, but their place is pretty nice. Whenever we have recruits in town, we always bring them to their place and show them around. So it's a new building, so it's pretty cool.
Okay, just so I'm clear, because I'm going to stop by now with my lovely wife. Is this a community hot tub, or is this just a Badger hockey specific hot tub? So, for example, if a Gopher or Buckeye or Wolverine wanted to dangle their feet in there, would they be allowed to?
Nope. You gotta go through our front entrance and out our little back door and hot tub. It's all gated off, so no one can get in there. So it's exclusive for the boys.
Very nice. Love to see it. So, and this is going to be different. Could be a different answer for each of you. Jack, I'll start with you. What series are you the most looking forward to this season?
I'd probably say this upcoming one against Ohio State. Oh, or the Michigan State when we play Wrigley. I think both those series are pretty big just because Michigan State kind of took the Big Ten regular season last year in our building. So I think it's going to be fun when we play them there. And then Ohio State ruined our Big Ten playoff hopes. So I think both those series will be pretty fun.
Nice. Owen?
Yeah, I think Ohio State playing at Denver is going to be cool. Obviously, the Minnesota games you love every year. But, as a Cubs fan, not a Sox fan like Jack is, I think the opportunity to play at Wrigley Field is it's going to be really special. So I'm very excited for that one.
And for the fans out there, remind them who that game is against and when that is.
Michigan State on January 3rd.
Well, it's going to be cold.
The second.
I don't know. Let me look.
Well, it's either the second or the third.
I can look.
If it's I'm the one supposed to be doing this work, but if you come the wrong day, then you just if you're a day late, then that's too bad. And if you're a day early, you just hang out. By the way, Jack, White Sox fan. Yikes.
Hey, how's
that going?
They're setting records this year.
And that's the way to look at it.
Of course.
That's the way to look at it.
It's just a down year. We'll be back soon. It's all good. As long as we're setting records. I didn't see the Cubs set any records, so.
Well, the Cubs set a record for looking up at the Brewers all year with the Brewers manager. I noticed that.
Yeah. For clarification purposes, we play January 4th at Wrigley Field against Michigan State.
Gotcha. So it was near the second or third. It's the 4th. More time to relax. More time to get carboed up. That'll be a fun time.
Yeah. In terms of the Cubbies, I think our future is very bright. It was tough. Hats off to the Brewers for the season they had. I think Cubs started out really good. Hit a rough patch, had a lot of injuries, but came on strong in the end of the year. And we got young guys coming up like Pete Crow Armstrong. He's a fun player to watch. So I think the future is bright for the Cubbies.
Dude,
not the Sox.
My mom was neighbors with his mom or dad. I don't know.
This one's famous.
So
that's exciting. I didn't have that on my bingo card, Jack. That's cool. Hey, Owen. I think that if the Cubs play their cards right and the pieces fall into place, like many Cubs fans think they will, they can only lose to the Brewers by 5 games next year. They can cut it in half. So that should be a lot of keep swinging for those fences.
We'll see. I don't know. I think the Cubs might go after Corbin Burns this offseason. So I don't know how Brewers fans are going to feel about that, but hopefully that happens for the Cubbies.
Well, that's the great thing about baseball when big market teams can have 10 times the payroll of small teams. It seems very fair. That's fun to see. So, and not shocking who's alive still in those playoffs.
Yeah, I mean the Cubs don't. They have the money. They haven't spent a ton of it so far. So, hopefully we're bringing in a couple all-stars to really supplement the core that we have already.
Gotcha. Hey, if you could, if I'll start with you, Owen. We'll stay on you, Owen. If you could play any other Wisconsin sport besides hockey, what would it be?
Football.
What position?
Are we saying like realistically, like right now?
Oh, well, I mean, is the answer different?
Yeah, it would be. It would be. I think right now, I try to be a safety. 6'1.5", close to 200 pounds. I think I could lay the lumber a little bit. Obviously, would be hard to get up to speed. But I think if I were able to actually continue playing football through high school and whatnot, I'd be a quarterback.
Okay.
Throw a good
Very
spiral.
cool.
Throw a good. We actually play catch a lot with football, so yeah.
Jackie has a good arm.
He has a good arm, yeah. He's a good baseball player too. But there's no Wisconsin baseball, so he couldn't say that.
Baseball would have been the easy answer, but
yeah. I get blamed. Barry Alvarez gets blamed for there not being baseball, but to be very clear here, that team was taken away, I believe it was after the 92 season, and he's a wonderful dude, but Pat Richter was the AD then, and there were all kinds of financial issues. And I think there are probably some people, I don't know how McIntosh feels, but that would be really happy with, having a Big Ten baseball team re-added to the Badgers. There's so many things with Title IX, and it's not as easy as just signing a check and saying, let's go out for spring training.
Yeah, I think taking into account Title IX, recent legislation that schools have to allocate a certain amount of money to athletes and whatnot. I think the weather around here is not too friendly for baseball. I know like Minnesota and whatnot has baseball teams, but I think it would be pretty steep hill to climb to get that going again.
Gotcha, Jack. What's your 1B sport?
I'd like to try for golf. I think it'd be fun to. I mean, I'm a decent player right now, so I think just going around hitting the ball, I think I could potentially get better and put up good scores. But I feel like that's a pretty good answer. I mean, football is a long shot, I feel like, but I think golf I'd have the best shot at.
Yeah, and it's not uncommon for hockey players to be good golfers. I think I've noticed that in my time. It's I'm not sure if it's the hand-eye coordination or what the deal is there, but golf seems to be something that comes more naturally. I'm not saying you didn't work hard to become a good golfer, Jack, but that seems to be a pretty common answer for hockey guys. So
Yeah,
maybe
we have a couple guys on our team that are pretty solid, like scratch golfers. So I feel like learning from them, I could become pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a scratch golfer in the sense that I scratch my head every time I hit the ball because I know how the hell it went there. But that's why you bring 7 or 8 extras in your pockets. You just drop them down the fairway wherever you are, and your score stays. It really helps your scores. It's a fact.
Oh yeah.
So, tell me something, and we're kind of starting the early descent here, that the viewers would love to hear that's kind of wild about Wisconsin hockey, and they'd be like, what? And again, nothing so wild, like not saying the crazy hot tub stories, but just like keep it PG-13 and all that stuff. Your handler probably watched this. It's not just the 3 of us. It'd probably be at least 5 or 6 other viewers. But just kind of hook me up with that info.
I think just the first thing that comes to mind is how much older we've gotten as a team. We were, traditionally my time here, we've been one of the youngest teams in college hockey, and now we're kind of trending towards the opposite end of that. And like Cody Laskowski's 25, so like we got some older guys on the team, and it definitely helps in terms of winning and establishing a culture. But that's been the big switch up that I've really seen recently.
That's cool. And Cody, now that you have a 25-year-old on the team, you have someone to do the rental car. If you all ever need to, if the team bus breaks down or something, you can have him hook you up. That's what an exciting feeling. What a magical time to be alive. Would you say the older prospect has? I'm trying to think how this works. I know it's always been a little bit older for Wisconsin hockey than relative to like basketball or football, just because that's the way hockey is with juniors and stuff like that. But is the portal also maybe affecting that a little bit?
Yeah, I think 100% because the portal's giving guys extra years, so they're able, like for their grad years, to go to somewhere else that may have a better grad program for them school wise. So guys can kind of pick and choose what they want to do there. And that's how, the older guys can stay in college for another year or two.
That's good. I know there's more than one aspect to this, but if you were the recruiting person or you're the head of hockey operations or your coach, what's the pitch to play for the Badgers?
I don't think you can really have one pitch. I think you kind of just bring people on campus and see the facilities and all that. And they're like, that's what got me here to my freshman year. So not hard to pass it up.
Yeah, I think, like Jack said, the moment you step on campus, it's different from a lot of places. And then you look at our resources, the facilities we have, honestly, they're nicer than some NHL facilities. So we just got a brand new weight room, get a brand new shooting room here. So, there's a lot to like. And as soon as we get guys on campus, I'm not sure how anyone can turn that down.
Yeah, I agree. It's a unique situation, and even when the Badgers played the old Coliseum back in the day, which was not on campus, it had its pluses, but it was a pretty, it was a cavernous kind of old school arena. It still was something special about it. It was a place that even the opposing players would be like, "That's a house of horrors." And I think having a on campus, slightly more intimate place like the Kohl Center has to be a real. I'm not saying it sells itself, but it's got to be a great place to play.
Definitely.
Okay, we're doing the word association game. We did this last year. I had my intern Joe Ferguson do a couple new words. So I'm not sure you want me to start with, but I guess I'll go with you, Jack. I'll go with you. Braden Locke.
Arm. He's got a good cannon on his arm.
Yeah, he does. Owen?
Deep ball. It's good throw on the deep ball for sure.
Yeah. Has anyone noticed an aspect that Locke has added that the team has not had the last 2+ seasons is the deep ball? And it wasn't what he was known for. The knock on him was, he doesn't have the arm talent of Van Dyke or Mordecai. But the reality is, he's still a work in progress in some ways, but he throws a pretty nice deep ball. Certainly showed the last 2 games.
Oh, yeah. I think just back to, that USC game, that long touchdown he had to start the game. I think just starting from there, he's just gaining a lot of confidence in it, and he continues to hit it.
Yeah, I think it brings a good aspect to their team where they know they have a guy that can throw that deep ball. He doesn't really get timid when it doesn't go the right way. They can just trust him to throw it down there, and hopefully the receivers can make a play.
It makes sense. And Jack, can you speak up a little bit more? For some reason, that side of the table is getting washed out a little bit with the audio. Thank you. You don't have to yell, but just maybe it could be my almost 77-year-old ears that may have steel. And I asked this one last year. I'm going to ask it again. This should be fun. Mike Hastings.
Leader.
Hard. He's hard on us. Gets the best out of us.
Yeah, I think you guys relayed that last season. He's a kind of guy that he can seem like your fun uncle when he's in a press conference, but the reality is it's all business when you get on the ice, from what I understand. And the programs, at least in my knowledge, that tend to be the most successful and the most cohesive are the ones with a presence like that on the ice. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and I think he does a great job of demanding the work out of us, and he always wants what's best for us, and he's going to make sure that we're not being complacent with ourselves, with our games, and that we're always looking to get better in certain aspects.
Yeah, and I think the best thing about it is he explains everything to us. Like, everything we do is for a purpose, and he'll let us know what that purpose is, so we don't have to just think it's not for no reason. Everything we do is for a reason, and it helps us out in games and then other games too when we're playing teams that like to switch it up.
That's good. And this might be too inside baseball or inside hockey, as it were, but have you ever done the thing like after a game where the lights go out and he makes you do the sprints like in Miracle again? Is there anything? I don't think this is betraying any incompetences, but does he have kind of unique ways of doing things where he lets you know when he's not happy?
Yeah, you can kind of just tell by his facial expressions. If he's not happy, he gets, if he's got a nice little stare to him that it's like, okay, like I got to figure it out. I got to be better. I would say that
being on the wrong end of that stair is not fun. Not fun.
No, I can imagine. And it's the stare that I feel if you would have watched last year's episode where I was talking about him with a thick head of curly hair, I might have gotten a similar stare from him then at the time. But he knows it's not like I have any hair. Look at me. I got a little bit. I got thick curly hair on the side there. If you can see the picture, it's kind of. I have some sweet temples, but I do look better in glasses than Hastings. I look better in aviators. Sorry, bud. Okay, and finally, Wisconsin basketball. Owen, you can start with this one.
exciting youth, talent.
Big year. I think they're going to have a big year this year.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear both of you say this because I know this is a very fickle fan, not like Luke Fickle, but a very fickle Wisconsin Badger basketball fan base. And I know, things didn't end the way they wanted to. A little, not exactly like the hockey season, but both teams had expectations that were exceeding what ended up happening. And I know things were tumultuous, that Chucky Hepburn transfers and AJ Storr transfers, but Gard just kind of kept on the watch, reloaded through the portal, and by all accounts, he has one of his deeper, more talented teams he's had in quite a while. So I'm really excited to see what that team puts together this fall and this winter.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job with the portal. Have some good freshmen. I think John Blackwell is going to be certified dude this year. I know he was really good last year, but I think he's going to be lights out this year.
Yeah, I think they got a chip on their shoulder going into this year because both those two guys left for some big paychecks. So I think they're going to be coming off their blood this year, and hopefully they can prove themselves.
And also, they were picked to finish 12th place in the Big Ten. Yes, the Big Ten is 18 teams, not 14 like it was last year. But I don't recall ever seeing a Wisconsin basketball team in the modern era pick 12th. They're not going to finish 12th. I feel very confident.
Yeah, I think the way they're coached too, right? Like they're going to be in every game, no matter who they're playing. So, I think they have a lot of confidence in their coaching staff and themselves that they're going to go out and prove a lot of people wrong, just like we were set out to do last year.
Yeah, I do see some similarities, not with the coaching thing, obviously, but as far as expectations and what the ceiling could look like. Obviously, last season surprised people, but I bet it didn't surprise too many people in that locker room. I'm sure y'all were. You knew what you had, and you just had to put it together. And I presume you feel pretty similarly this year, but it's got to be fun to know something that the quote unquote experts and media don't know yet, and be able to kind of show them as the season goes on.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I know there's a lot of internal excitement for that team. I'm not going to share any secrets, but I think they're expecting some big things out of certain guys, and they're really excited to get going.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. All right, last question, and Jack, we'll start with you. Your favorite current NHL Badger, so Pavelski's off the table, and your favorite all-time NHL Badger. It might be the same guy.
Ooh, all-time. I think I gotta go with Pavelski. He's come on the ice a couple times with us this season so far, so it's fun to see him. And then current, I gotta go with Jake McCabe.
Couple talented dudes.
Yeah, I would say all time for sure. Joe Pav. He's a great dude. He's he's really humble and he's really smart. So being able to work with him so far this season has been awesome. In terms of favorite player, current, I got a lot to choose from in terms of guys I've played with. I can't pick one. Just for my class, there's
one last year.
Cole Caulfield, Dylan Holloway, Alex Turcotte.
The boys. You picked Caulfield last year, and then relayed a story that made me never want to cross the guy as far as his intensity. So because that's funny, but we'll go with kind of the three-headed monster you just named, and that doesn't mean you don't love the others.
Three-headed monster this year.
Yeah, and it would be kind of fun if a new portal guy named Mo Shagelski somehow suited up for the Badgers this year on power plays. That would be kind of fun. It might be he's older than Cody. He's like 36-year-old freshman.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Dig up some eligibility for him because he left some eligibility on the table. If I remember correctly, I think he had 1 year left, so you never know. But guys, I just want to say thank you. We laughed, we cried, we went through one of the most difficult technical issues, and y'all solved it on your end like champs that you are. But I want to say thanks for jumping on.
Awesome. Well, yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to come on the show anytime you want us, and we're happy to be the first people to do it for the second time. So who knows? Maybe next year I don't have any eligibility left, but who knows? Maybe we can do something again.
We'll figure it out. And also, I've had some women's hockey team players on as well, but you remain the only two Wisconsin men's hockey players who ever appeared on the show. So this is a very exclusive company. And maybe we'll get some of your buddies on the show this year and we'll compare and contrast. But you guys are the OGs, and I'll always appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good one. Good luck with that lighting.
Yep. See ya.